reached the milestone?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special. I've been probably a bit more reflective than what I normally would be over the last week, and yeah, it means a lot playing for, I guess, a club in the hometown I grew up in Sydney, and yeah, it means a lot. I definitely have a lot of people who I need to thank for sort of bringing me along on this journey. So I've had I've been really lucky to have two world-class coaches throughout that journey, and yeah, it means a lot to have been able to play under those guys and play with a group that has stayed pretty similar throughout my whole time. It's nice that there's going to be some familiar faces out there tomorrow night with me.
Has it kind of crept up on you?
Yeah, I guess it has. I guess the increase in Big Bash games per season has certainly maybe sped things up too, and yeah, I guess being maybe a bit more durable than over the years has sort of helped, and being able to sort of keep injury free for the most part is maybe a reason as to why I've been able to get there a bit quicker. No, all in all, it's a really special achievement, one I'm really proud of.
What do you put that down to in terms of being injury free for such a long period?
A bit of luck, I think. It's not to say I haven't been injured. I've definitely had a few niggles along the way, but I think it's all in, I guess, the preparation and what I do, through my pre-seasons down in Tassie and getting my body in the best possible condition. I also think it helps that I don't bowl, so there's no toil on my body from that sense. So yeah, all in all, I think it's probably just been able to provide a good base for good level of fitness to be able to withstand a full season.
Ricky Ponting's dubbed you Australia's best fielder. Do you have kind of a few kind of highlights from your Big Bash career so far that kind of stand out?
Yeah, I mean, I think early on in my career, I definitely probably was just a fielder. Definitely didn't do a lot with the bat in those early games, so sort of had to make my way in as that fielder and someone who could maybe pinch in with the bat. And obviously, I guess the catch I took at the Gabba is one that probably stands out. It was probably at a time where I hadn't done a lot in terms of my Sixers career to date, and yeah, it was a nice moment to sort of reel that one in and yeah, get a bit of love from the guys, and yeah, probably made people more aware of I guess the fielding ability that I have. So yeah, that was a nice moment, and one that probably I guess kick-started my Big Bash career in a way.
Like people probably aren't aware, but kind of how much work goes into in terms of your fielding preparation, training that you do. How much work goes into that?
Yeah, plenty. It probably started well before I got to the Sixers. Definitely, I was lucky to have an older brother growing up, and we'd be doing that sort of stuff in the backyard, like probably any kid in the backyard with their mates. So we'd often film our catches and all sorts of things. So definitely started there, and then I think the biggest thing I'd take from it is that I love it. I actually really love fielding, and find that I think my dad's always drummed into me that if you're not making any sort of contribution with the bat, then the next best chance you have is in the field, because I don't bowl. So that's where I feel like I can have an impact. I think I've certainly proved that over my career here at the Sixers, and not just at the Sixers but at Tassie as well. So yeah, it's an important aspect of the game, and one that gets probably highlighted each and every year.
Do you have any kind of advice or tips for kind of young kids that how they can improve their fielding? Or
yeah, I just think keep discovering, keep learning. I'm still trying to learn at the moment. It definitely takes a lot of practice and trying to put yourself under pressure at practice as well. Whether it's I think it's quite easy just to go to the fielding training and just take regular high balls, but try and get them on the run, or get them running back over your head, side to side, all that sort of stuff. You need to be able to practice the ones that are challenging, and I think they are the ones that will set you up for come game time, when there's pressure, when there's a crowd, that you feel comfortable enough that you can sit under a high ball and catch it.
I'm looking ahead to tomorrow's clash with the Hurricanes. How important is it to kind of kick-start the season after I know when to start?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably unfamiliar territory for us. Over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been pretty good at getting out of the blocks, but there's a nice feeling, I think, in the rooms about just being home and being at the SCG. It's a place where we've obviously tasted a lot of success, but we come up against a really stiff opposition, the Hurricanes, who I think are probably one of the hot teams on paper this year. So we've got our work cut out for us, but we also know it's a long tournament, and the beauty of our group is that there's so much experience in that change room that there's not going to be any panic. We'll go out there and do our best, and if it doesn't happen to come off, then there still won't be any panic. We know it's a long season, 14 games, a lot can change. So, but we're really excited to be back here playing in front of our home fans. That's something I guess that has been well documented. We've been starved of in the last few years. So, we're just so excited to get back out there.
Like you're saying, how big a factor is like the home ground advantage kind of play for you guys?
Well, it's been pretty big in the first two games we played in Adelaide and Perth, so we're hoping that that can run true here as well. Our record here speaks for itself. I think we've obviously had a couple of grand finals here in the last 3 years and won both of them. We know that if we get a great turnout there, they become our 12th man in a way. So we're hopeful that we can get a couple of big crowds over the next week here and get our season back on track.